welcome to another episode of the Rainmaker Family Show. And if you are watching this on YouTube, our background looks really different today. And that is
worse.
A lot. Yeah, we're not looking as good today. And at the same time, our background is black and we are both wearing like grays and blacks. And we just like don't look as bright and airy as normal. And that is because we just moved last week. We moved to a new house. We actually moved from Northern California to Southern California, North County, San Diego. We are San Diegoans.
San Diegans?
San Diegans. Please correct us. We don't know.
I'm figuring it out. And we don't have our camera set up or anything. This is just like a webcam. We do have the mics, but the office is like, if I showed you it right now, it would probably overwhelm you. There's just cords and junk everywhere.
I'm a little overwhelmed.
So as the podcast goes, because we're committed to the consistency here, you will probably see the background get better and better.
Yes.
So if we do look a little dusty and disheveled, it's because we are. We've been unpacking things, moving things, dust flying everywhere. But here we are, you guys, consistency compounds.
Yes.
And we believe in that in Rainmakers, so we show up even when life is in the in-between.
Yes. And I just want to say the content on this podcast is going to be amazing, even though our background is a little disheveled.
We may not look great, but the content's going to be...
The content is going to be
It's going to make you look great.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So what are we talking about here today, Chelsea?
We're talking all about Instagram strategies that are currently working right now. Steven and the Rainmaker team just did a 30-day downpour, a 30-day summer camp where we took our students through these exact methods. And so we're going to break down and talk a little bit about some of these.
Yep.
And I just want to say, before we get too much into it as well, I know that this is raising the question of like, why'd you guys move? Like all these things. We'll probably do another podcast episode all about that. It's a longer story. I don't know. In the next 6 months, we'll give ourselves that big time frame. But today we're talking about Instagram and what is working now, not just for us and our business, but for our students. Our students are getting some crazy momentum in this to not only build an on Amazon strategy, but an off Amazon strategy as well. And I know that regardless if you are a product shop owner, it doesn't matter. This strategy can help you right now if you are on social media. And if you are a business owner, most likely you are on some platform on social media. Yeah.
And I feel like if you're not leveraging social media, it's a free resource. And if you can get organic growth on these platforms, why not do that? Get your product or service, our mission in front of more people. This strategy, paired with one other strategy, is the ticket that took our Instagram account for the Rainmaker family from 4,000 followers to now 675,000 followers and growing. And we did another podcast on the other strategy. And the podcast title is called How We're Growing 10,000 Followers a Month on Instagram. You can find it on this show. So go dig into that. Now it's more like, let's see, we're doing like 1,000 to 2,000 followers a day typically at this rate. So when we've grown even since that podcast. So what is that? 1,000 to 2,000 followers. That's 30,000 to 60,000 followers per month.
Wow.
That we're gaining using these two strategies. So this is stuff, I'll just tell you guys, that we presented on at a $50,000 mastermind. This is stuff that we did 30 days of focus on in our $7,000 mastermind, right? So we presented in someone else's 50K mastermind. We presented in our own $7,000 mastermind. We went really deep on this. And you're getting it here on the podcast, okay? A little bit of it. All right. If you want to go deeper, you can join our coaching programs. We can only do so much in 30 minutes to 45 minutes, but we're going to give you some secret sauce and you can run with it. All right. Does that sound good? Okay, I'll tell you guys truthfully, when I first saw this strategy, I was a little bit offended. I was like, oh, come on. No, that is cheating. You can't do that. You can't do that. I remember seeing it was like Mel Robbins. I think it's the first person I saw do this. I was like, oh, come on. Really? Like, I don't know. I think maybe coming from a filmmaker background, a creative background, a photography background, photographers and videographers, they're like super protective over their content. But when I started to zoom out and started actually dabble around with the strategy on our account, we started working with this agency and they'd work with people like Russell Brunson and Grant Cardone. They've grown them over millions of followers. And we started working with this agency and they're like, hey, we should try this. We were a little hesitant at first, but we're like, okay, let's try it. Let's give it a shot. And the strategy worked. And this strategy is a strategy that will take all your original content, the stuff that you're producing, and rise it up, get it in front of more people. And when we started looking into this, not only did we see people like Mel Robbins using it, we see people like Will Smith using it. Will Smith, 65 million followers, I think, at the time of this recording. I mean, this guy has more influence than influence, right? But he's using this strategy. And we're going to tell you what that strategy is exactly and how it's working. And once you see it, you're going to see it all over the place. And actually, I would argue that the platforms are actually encouraging this strategy. We actually have seen that from announcements from Instagram's CEO and settings in the settings. They're kind of buried in your settings. So we'll be talking about that all in this episode. All right. So you're like, Steven, give it to me already. All right, here it is. This is a strategy. Now, this is a smaller piece of a bigger strategy. We're calling the media channel, building a media channel. And this is bigger than building a brand because brands want to advertise where? On media channels. And so creating a media channel is a place on the internet where your demographic, your person, the person you want to serve flocks to by the millions. And so we took our Rainmaker Mastermind members through a process of teaching them how to find a 7-figure niche, how to identify this piece of the strategy we're going to talk about more specifically on this episode. And then how to create a monetization pathway, which means how to turn that influence you've now built into income, and then actually how to produce that income through the media channel. And so we took people through a 4-week process. And you guys, in the 4 weeks, we taught what we're going to teach you about today on this week 2. So, it was like 3 weeks of people doing this new strategy on their accounts. We saw people grow by hundreds of followers during that time frame. We had a handful of people in the thousands of followers, and we reached, as far as like accounts reached on Instagram, I think it was close to 9 million accounts.
Wow.
Collectively as a group. Amazing. It was about 150 people that are actually like doing the thing with us in our community over a 3-week period, reached 9 million accounts. That is wild. Okay, right? So here's what we're going to talk about today. This is what we call PVC, proven viral content. Okay, I'm not talking about the white pipes, PVC. I'm talking about proven viral content. And I want to kind of rewind. If you're one of our Rainmakers, you kind of know that we're all about leverage, right? We're all about leverage. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We don't want to create a brand new invention for Amazon. We want to see what's already working. We want to make it better. And we want to put it in front of a traffic source that's already there, right? That reduces as much risk as possible. And so on social media, we see a lot of people spend a lot of time and energy and effort creating all this original content when they have no idea if it's going to work. But what if we looked at data that showed us this content is proven to go viral? PVC, proven viral content. And we leverage that content for our brand to grow. Now, I know as I'm saying this, because I've presented this many times now, there's a couple objections that are coming up right now, and I'm going to cover those. But I feel like I need to prove something to you, kind of sell it to you before we continue on. Because if you believe it, then you can receive it. Okay. And so Instagram has changed. So if you didn't notice, the algorithm on Instagram has changed. And Instagram CEO actually came out and said this. Previously on Instagram, when you posted, it would show it to a percentage of your followers. Okay. So you have 10,000 followers, you post, it shows it to 1,000 of those followers. If those people comment, engage with it, then it would show it to the next 1,000 or 2,000 of your followers, right? I'm just generalizing this. I don't know the exact algorithm, but this is how it would work. And they've been open about this. If it worked with those followers, they'd show it to more of your followers. If it kept working, then they would show it to the public, right? Like the strangers, the explore page, right? On Instagram.
Yeah.
But Instagram shifted something a couple months back, where now every single piece of content, they will test it to strangers. And they got this from TikTok. TikTok figured this out. TikTok was one of the first platforms. We're reading this book right now called Day Trading Attention by Gary Vee, right? Gary Vee is very known for social media, organic. And he made this point that I thought was so key. He said, platforms are now shifting where they used to be like a follower centric platform where it's like you follow a person and you follow that person's interests and whatever they're posting, you're seeing.
Yeah.
To now platforms are shifting because TikTok did this and it worked so well, to an interest-based algorithm.
Yeah.
So you notice on Facebook now when you scroll, they show you groups you're not a part of.
Yes, I've noticed that so much. Yeah.
Do you notice on Instagram when you scroll, you see not your friends on your feed?
Yes.
Right? They got this from TikTok because it works so well. Because guess what? People change, but interests do too. But like that Joe Schmo from high school you followed, you might not like what he's into anymore.
That's true.
And so the platforms want to keep you on the platform. They want to keep you hooked on the platform because the more you're on the platform, the more they're making from advertising.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So they want to show you what you're interested in. And if you are all of a sudden interested in unicycling, right? They want to show you unicycling stuff.
Yeah.
So you are likely to stay on the platform. So this is the key thing you got to know of why this strategy is working so well right now is because Instagram's changed their algorithm. And so because we know when we post on Instagram, they are going to show it to complete strangers. If it does well with those people, they will show it to more of them. And if it does well with those people, they'll show them to more of them and more of them and more of them. And why don't we just use content that's already proven to have the psychological triggers in there to go viral? As entrepreneurs and parents, convenience is key. But that doesn't mean you should have to sacrifice quality. For years, we nerded out on coffee, trying to get the highest quality, but that takes a lot of time, weighing the beans, getting the right grind, getting your water to the perfect temperature. And so when we had kids, we kind of shifted to the pod system, right? And it was a major downgrade. That was until we found X-Bloom.
X-Bloom works with the best roasters around the country, and their machine truly brings the specialty coffee shop experience to your home. If you love a good pour over, I highly recommend you check this out. You can elevate your coffee drinking experience while keeping up with your kids. If you're ready to transform your mornings, head to rainmakerfamily.com/deals to get started. That's rainmakerfamily.com/deals. And I think one of the big things for me as a mom is I am all about simplifying and leverage. That's what we're all about in Rainmakers. That's why I love Amazon so much, is because of that leverage piece. Like, they already have the traffic. You just have to find the product with the proven demand, like make those innovations. And same thing with this strategy. I think oftentimes moms, like we have so much going on. And then when you hear about, oh, now I need to like post on social media, it becomes this other thing. It's oftentimes hard to like get into that new rhythm or figuring it out. And so for me, what I love about this, and I've seen this with our students, it makes me so fired up, is because if you can figure, like with the leverage that we've taught, you can figure out a system and make it like really easy, and like you can replicate it. And it's not, like Steven said, having to like sit in front of your camera and create content and like hope that it works. It's like you can go off the data, which is what we've always done in Rainmakers, to like create more awareness of the brand that you're building. And so I just think it's like a win-win-win. And I've seen that over again in our community.
Yeah, we started an account right before we did this 30-day downpour with our community. Like a week before we started, I was like, I want to be a week ahead and show people that this really works. So we started this account, and it's called Health Hacks for Moms.
Go
okay.
follow.
No. Health Hacks for Women. Okay.
Health Hacks for Women.
Health Hacks for Women.
Follow.
And this account, I hired a VA to run this account. I gave her the playbook, the same playbook that we're giving our mastermind members. I said, hey, just run this playbook, run this content strategy on this account. And you guys, this account now has over 3,000 followers at the time we're recording this. And it's getting more reach than my personal brand that I've been building for years, which I'm not doing the strategy on yet. And so I started doing this strategy here. We've been doing it on the Rainmaker family. My account's next. Chelsea's account's next. We're leveraging the strategy while we have a window of opportunity here. Will this strategy work forever? If you listen to this episode in like 5 or 6 years, I think the principles will work, but the algorithms will change. Okay. But this is an opportunistic window that you have available with this algorithm shift on Instagram. And I want to prove it to you. Okay. So grab your phone right now and go to Instagram. Okay. I give you permission. Now don't scroll forever, get distracted, keep listening to my voice, and I'm going to guide you through it. Okay. You got your phone, you got Instagram up. I'm going to pull up my phone as well, and we're going to do this together. Okay. So on your phone, you see the little search bar at the bottom, click the little magnifying glass. Okay. I'm going to prove this to you. If you are not confident about social media and like, I don't know, I've never done this before, I'm about to boost your confidence. Okay, you're going to go to the search bar in the top, click with your thumb, and you're going to search for Gucci Gang every day. Gucci Gang.
Kaizen will say Gucci.
Every day. Gucci, Gucci, gang, Gang, every day. Okay, now you'll notice there's a lot of these, okay? But the one that I'm clicking on is the Gucci _gang_ every day. Okay? Now when you click on this, this isn't even the one. This isn't even the one that there's a lot of these. Wow. Okay. This one, okay. When you see this, look, what do you notice? Okay. Every single video on this page is the same. It's the same video. It's the Gucci Gang kit. It's like a meme video. It's a funny video. Go watch it. They post this every single day. Every single day they post this. And how many followers does this account have? 41,000 followers.
Wow.
How many views are these things getting? I'm going to go over to the reels. Okay. So if you click on the reels, which is the middle icon, it's like kind of like a movie Okay, click on that and look at the numbers you see on there. Scroll through there. I'm seeing 105,000 views, 39,000 views, 99,000 views, 164,000 views, 273,000 views every single day. Hundreds of thousands of people seeing this content. Now, this would not have worked on Instagram before this algorithm shift. But because this algorithm shift, this works because Instagram is showing it to another handful of people, and that virality of this clip that's proven to go viral, because we've seen it go viral multiple times, it's going viral again. Another 200,000 people are seeing it every single day. That is wild. Okay. You want to see another one? Okay, let's do another one. Okay. Go to your search bar.
More.
I just want to prove this to you because like this is building your confidence. Now, I'm not saying go do Gucci Gang Boy. Okay. But go to Renata Bliss Freestyle Daily. Okay. Renata Bliss Freestyle Daily. Okay. What do you see? You're watching on YouTube. Look at this. The same video every day. This dance instructor. Wow. You never seen this video?
No, I haven't. Freestyle dance. Wow. She's got some mood. Oh my gosh.
So this video, it's just funny. It's like a viral video. 80,000 followers on this account. Go to the reels in the middle and we got 28,000 views, 56,000 views, 98,000 views. You guys get the point. Okay. And I could show you a bunch of accounts like this. Now, I'm not saying go do that. That's not going to lead to great business. It's just proving my point that something has changed with Instagram and we have a window of opportunity and it's easier than ever to reach thousands and thousands of people. Okay, so how are we going to use this strategy to our advantage? Okay, let's do one more field trip. You guys cool with one more field trip? Okay, go to your phone again. Go to Will Smith.
I loved field trips in elementary school. They were my
favorite.
favorite.
Let's take a field trip over to Will Smith. My boy Will, okay? Will Smith on Instagram. Now he has 70 million. Okay, I said 65 at the beginning of the episode. 70 million followers.
That's crazy.
70 million followers. Now, if you look at Will Smith's account, you see a lot of his face on there. Personal brand he's building. But go over to the middle. This is his reels. Okay. And right at the top. Okay. I'm recording this weeks before, but I want you to scroll through his reels and I want you to look for people that are not him. Okay. Or things that are not him. When I'm looking at it, I'm seeing one that has 1.5 million views and it's just like hot dog guy. Okay. And if you scroll and actually look at his most popular reels. Okay. Now Will has some pretty popular reels that he's in, but some of his most popular reels. Okay. Found one with like 20 million views. It's not him. It's proven viral content. It's memes. It's these videos that are funny. It's like America's Funniest Home Videos on Instagram. Yeah. This one with this guy doing something with his armpit. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not sure if I want to watch it. 21 million views. This guy with this like hair that looks like a helmet. Scroll down, you'll see it. It's black and red. 20.8 million views. Wow. And Will Smith on average is getting like 3 million views. So his like baseline is like 3 million views, but he's leveraging PVC, proven viral content, to get in front of more people. You guys don't realize how many people are on this Instagram platform. Billions. Yeah. Billions of people. You can have a post like that be seen by 20 million people and still a very small percentage of the entire platform. I could post that same type of content on my profile, on Rainmaker Family, and we can reach a whole nother 20 million. We have posts on the Rainmaker Family account that have reached 125 million people. Wow. Okay. We are beating Will Smith and it's not our content. It's proven viral content, but there's a trick to this because I know what you're thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking when we first saw this. I saw Mel Robbins doing it. This was like a year or two ago before this algorithm shift. She was onto something and she wasn't the only person doing it, but I saw it and I was like, oh, it's like stealing. I feel like it's like taking someone's content, you know, and like, is that allowed? Am I going to get sued? I know what you're thinking. And if you're thinking that, it's okay. And I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm really passionate about this because what I'm really good at is seeing the future. Okay? I can see around corners and I see the future. And if you look at history, oftentimes it can dictate the future. And so just think about music. I know music really well because I was a filmmaker. And I remember when I was a filmmaker, I had to go license music. When I posted something on Instagram, if it had a song that was on the radio that I did not license, guess what would happen? Copyright strike, video taken down. I'd have to submit all those approvals. For every wedding that we shot, we'd have to go buy the rights to that music to post it on social media. But then what happened? TikTok happened. Actually, Musically, which is TikTok, I think, bought, and then it became TikTok. And Musically was a platform where people would lip sync to popular music. And
Mm,
it made it available. Like music was just available for people. Okay. And then Instagram, of course, copies TikTok
mm,
and creates what? You just go to audio and you can find the most popular songs on the radio and
mm,
it tells you which ones are trending and you can use them for free in your content. We're going into more of a sharing economy where
mm,
people are not having their closed fists saying, oh, you have to license my song to use it. They're saying, hey, use it. I know if you use it and this person uses it, it'll get millions of views. I'll get seen by more people and that'll help me more in the long run.
mm,
And so music, like it or not, if you're a musician, has made this shift to more of like an open source, kind of like it's available to everyone style of sharing music. And content is following the same trend. If you take another field trip to your Instagram, I'll show you a feature you probably didn't know was on your account. Okay. Click on your profile, which is the bottom right hand corner. Click on the top three lines in the top right hand corner. This will get you to your settings. Scroll almost all the way down. No, let's see. Scroll about halfway down and you'll see the section that says how others can interact with you. And
mm,
there's a section called sharing and remixes. Interesting. Click on that. Okay, scroll down. Hidden in your settings right here. What people can remix and reuse. Allow reuse of reels on. Allow reuse of feed videos on. Allow reuse of posts on. Did you know you have those settings on in your Instagram account? Instagram is actually encouraging people to lean into this remix culture that we live in.
mm,
We live in a remix culture. Nothing is original. Everyone is just copying everyone and remixing everything. And so why not use this to the advantage of your business and use it to get in front of more people? Again, you don't need to do this entirely. We do have people like the Health Hacks for Women account that's just entirely PVC, no original content, growing an audience, growing a
mm,
media channel. But why not use this as a hybrid like we do in the Rainmaker family?
mhm,
Like we do 3 posts a day. One is a PVC, one is a value-based post, and one is a call to action post.
mm,
So we leverage this strategy to get all of our posts in front of more people. Because when we have a post go to 125 million people, our value-based posts, the algorithm's boosted on that. And it's like the rising tide that lifts all boats
mm,
on our accounts. And like I said, we took hundreds of people through this strategy and we're seeing it work. And it's what Chelsea said, it's amazing
mhm,
because it's so leveraged. It's so leveraged. You can do this literally with a VA doing it for your business. You can do this without showing your face at all. There's
mhm.
strategies on how to do that. Or you can do this with very, very little of your time.
Yeah, I love this because it feels like a low barrier entry if you are feeling like you want to start a social media channel, because I think there's a big hesitation. And again, we've seen this why so many of our students have loved Amazon and leveraging that platform is because they don't have to become a storefront. They don't have to learn Facebook ads and Shopify and Etsy and have all these different platforms and also be posting social media driving traffic to their places. And you can do that. And those are all great platforms. You just have like you can do all of them, you can do some of them,
Yeah.
it's like it's whatever. It's all business has a learning curve to it. And Instagram does have a little bit of a learning curve. But I love that this is so highly leveraged and it's a great like gateway into
Hmm.
Instagram. And then once you build the confidence of posting every day, creating content, serving your audience, creating value, and I personally love this because it is so highly leveraged. It's like that low barrier to entry.
Hmm.
You can get used to posting every day, creating content, getting comfortable with the platform. Like Steve and I always say this, like business is work. There's no like overnight success, get rich quick scheme. Like you have to put in effort. And I just think like it's just so leverage. And after you get in the rhythm of posting and
Hmm.
creating content and providing value, and having people like engage with your content, I think it's like the perfect time if you wanted to then like maybe start showing your face a little bit after
Yeah.
you've worked that muscle. But I think sometimes for people to be like, all right, you have to build a personal brand, you have to show your kids and your family, like that's really uncomfortable for people. And sometimes you don't want to show every single part of your life. Or I know people who don't show their kids in their content. And this is a great way to still be personal and serve people, but not have to like show everything if you don't want to. I think there's a big objection of like, I don't want to show my face. I don't want to do dancing, silly videos. Like, and here's a great way to still leverage a platform to grow your business, and to create a brand that people like want to follow. They want to see what you're posting. And then again, over time, if you feel comfortable, you can start incorporating more into that if you want to.
So there's some right and wrong ways to do this. Okay. And so I want to talk through those. Again, we can't go as in depth on an auditory podcast as we did in a 4-week boot camp we did within our mastermind. If you're interested in joining our mastermind, go to rainmakerfamily.com/mastermind. You can get more details. This training now is included with our mastermind as a fast cash pathway to help you monetize, build an influential media channel, and then monetize early in the process, and then even launch your product to that list. And so if you want more details on that, that's rainmakerfamily.com/mastermind. But I will give you some nuances so you don't just like try this and be like, oh, it didn't work and like just quit. Okay. So if you want to see this done, go to the Rainmaker family on Instagram, and we are doing this on there. So follow the Rainmaker family on Instagram and just look at what we're doing, and you'll see it in action, because there are different ways to leverage PVC. And when I explain these ways, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I've seen that, right? And you've seen this happening all over social media already. And so we call these the 4 R's of PVC, 4 R's of PVC. There is the remix, there's the repost, there's the reaction, and there's the re-wrap. Okay. The remix, the repost, the reaction, and the re-wrap. I don't know if I did those in the same order. Okay. And so I'll briefly tell you what these are. But again, in the mastermind, in the 30-day downpour we did, we have visuals. We have actually Canva templates for each one of these styles that you can literally just import your videos into. And we show a ton of examples. I'm not going to be able to do that on the podcast. I'm going to give you as much as I can auditorially. Okay. So let's talk about the reaction. I think that one's really easy. I think you've seen these. Okay. The reaction is when you're using a PVC, right? A proven viral content. It's a clip of Jordan Peterson, and he's like telling you something awesome, right? About family and business and parenting. And there's a person, maybe it's a green screen, right? Where you see the person and you see Jordan Peterson behind them, and they're just reacting to him saying something amazing. We know the Jordan Peterson clip is viral, but the person's just adding their flavor on it. If you're taking notes, write down the word flavor, okay? Because that is the key thing here. We're not just ripping content and posting it without adding our flavor. And your flavor is the key thing that's going to actually help you niche it into your niche.
Yeah.
Maybe you agree with the Jordan Peterson clip and that's on brand for you. Maybe you disagree with the Jordan Peterson clip and that's on brand for your people, right? They're going to be following your media channel. So your reaction is the reaction that your audience you're trying to attract would be reacting to that clip. Sometimes you see these done as split screens where there's one person on top that's reacting and there's PVC proven viral content down below. Sometimes you see it, like I said, where it's a green screen, but you guys have definitely seen these. Reaction posts, like it's hard to add like a lot of flavor on it because you can pretty much be like positively reacting or negatively reacting. But really where you're going to add your flavor is the caption. That's the text that you get to type on the side. So we know the PVC is going to be shown to new people. It's proven to go viral. It's going to hit. It's going to get in front of a lot of people. And then them reading your caption on the side, that's where they get to hear your flavor, your brand voice. And that's the thing that should resonate with those people. If they are your person, they're going to be interested in clicking on that media channel and clicking follow. And actually right before this, we just shot a bunch of reaction posts. So you might see those on the Instagram of Chelsea reacting to viral clips on our Instagram. The next one that we do a lot, you also see on the Rainmaker family account, is the remix. And the remix is where you take proven viral content, imagine it like on a timeline, and you put your clip right before it or right after it. Okay. So typically we see this right before, where you have like a 3-second clip and it's like your family lifestyle. It's you working on your laptop. It's you like nodding and pointing up at the text on the screen, right? There's some sort of thing for the first 3 seconds. And there's usually text over it. That's where you're adding your flavor. And you're like, this is the best parenting advice I've ever heard, right? Maybe my niche is parenting and I'm trying to attract parents to my account. I would have some sort of hook, right? Some sort of catchy thing. We talked about hook story offer on this podcast a while back, and like a 3 to 5 second clip of the family on at the beginning. Then it would go to the viral clip right after that. And you'll see us do that a lot where it looks like the thumbnail's us. You click on it. It's a clip of me with Kaizen at the computer typing, and then it says something on the screen, and then it plays the PVC right afterwards.
And I love this style of content because I am constantly like taking photos of boys, taking videos of the boys using for my personal brand, but also knowing that it's going to be used for the Rainmaker family account. And I just upload it, and then our team has so much backlog to use from. And so I think creating even a kind of system like that, especially, most people listening to this, you probably have thousands of photos on your iPhone or on your Android already. So it's
Mhm.
like you might already have so much of the content already to go. You just have to go and like find it for that specific one and just implement it right away.
While you're talking, I realized I got the 4 R's wrong. So it's reaction, which we talked about. It's remix, which you talked about. The third one's actually remodel. Okay. And the last one is the rewrap or the repost. We kind of call it one of the two, and you'll see why. So remodel is the third one. And this is the hardest one because it takes the most of your time. But we do see this a lot with trends. So, I remember there's this trend going around where someone's like pointing, around in a circle and it's kind of like representing a clock. And it's like, this is my normal life. And it's like, this is the life of an entrepreneur. And they like swing their arm around like crazy. And it's just like this funny thing. And so that's like a trend. And the remodel is taking something that's proven viral content as far as like, we know like this style of content or this audio is proven to have viral potential, and we're remodeling after it. So we used to do a lot of this content. This is honestly the content we do the least right now because it is time consuming. You got to actually shoot the content, match the angles. Like, you're modeling after what's working, but you're creating original content off of what's working. I feel like someone who does this pretty well would be like Jasmine Star. Like, we just saw her account. She teaches social media and things like that. She does this a lot where she's like, there's some content's like totally original, right? But there's some content just remodeled after something else. And that's okay. Like, everything really is a remix. Like, I feel like there's nothing really original. And so she's just taking like, oh, wow, this works holding up a sign, or this works like pointing at something, right? Or this works scrolling on my phone and then having a call to action in the caption, right? And she's remodeling after that to create something new with her own flavor on it. And the last R of the PVC formula, okay, it's the rewrap or the repost. Okay, we like to call it rewrap because this is the one that you're going to take the PVC and you're going to wrap it with your brand and your flavor, and you're going to repost it. And I like this one the most because it's the one that requires the least amount of time. It can be completely faceless. If you go to the health hacks for women account, it's entirely rewrap account. It's an entirely rewrap account. Rainmaker family, I would say like multiple times a week, we're doing rewrap content, and you'll see it like it has our brand at the top. It has like a catchy hook, which is like our flavor. It's like, that's the flavor that's attracting people to that account, saying like, ooh, that's me. This resonates with me. And then rewrapped like with a Canva background around it, like a frame around it, is the PVC, proven viral content. It almost looks like a Twitter post. On the health hacks for women account, we're literally doing like we hired a VA where I was like, I just don't want them to have to be like an expert copywriter either. So we're literally doing on every single post, it says at the top, if only there was a page dedicated to health hacks for women, right? And underneath that is the PVC. So it has a hook at the top that's catchy. It's like, wow, if only there's a page dedicated to health hacks for women, that sounds cool. And then right underneath, it's some sort of health hack, it's some sort of funny thing around health, it's some sort of viral recipe, PVC rewrapped with our brand flavor on it. Super easy for a VA in the Philippines to do without being an expert copywriter. She can find the content using our strategy of how to find the content, and she can get it done and rewrap it. Okay, now last thing I'll say is mistakes to avoid. So mistake number one to avoid is just downloading the content, ripping it, just straight up posting it. If you do that, it's not going to work as well. I'll just tell you that. The second thing I would definitely avoid is not doing this for people that don't want you to do it. And so you always want to give credit to the creator, because we do live in an economy where people are making money. They're making a business off being a content creator. And so you want to be a person that's like championing and cheering on other people. And at the beginning, when you have 0 followers or 10 followers, it's a little awkward because you're like, shout out to this person, and like they have 100,000 followers and you got 0. But eventually you will have a media channel where people will be so stoked to be featured on your page because you are the go-to like authority curating the best of the best content in that niche. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, did you see I got shouted out by health hacks for women? That's so cool, because you're now bringing them your influence and you're promoting them. You're pushing them out to more and more people because you're giving credit where credit is due. Now there's some viral videos that are going around the internet so much that it's so hard to even find the original creator. And those types of things, you might just say, hey, DM me for credit or removal. If the person who made that content doesn't want it on there, they can DM you take it down. Or they'll say, hey, I made that content, and you can tag them on there. But, sometimes you find these posts that like, you just can't find the original creator because it's done so many rounds around the internet. It's like,
Mhm.
do you know who made Charlie Bit My Finger? Or, like Back Up Terry? Like these are like classic, viral memes that have gone around the rounds of the internet for 10 years plus. Like, do you really know who that Instagram account is to tag them? I don't know, So some of these pieces of content, it's hard to find the people, but some of them, yeah, you found it right on Instagram and you can tag them and it's not that hard.
So I know that was a lot of information. And if you can hear it in Steven's voice, he is so passionate about this because we've seen it work. Again, not only for our own accounts, but for our students. And this type of like sharing content and posting other people's content, like we did this in the very beginning before even Rainmakers was a thing. It's how we grew some of
Yeah,
our
all of our
random
first e-commerce brands.
yeah, all of our first e-commerce brands, and it's like cycling around again, which is so cool to see. And I just love this. There's so much information that Steven could have gone into or that we could have talked about. So if you really love this episode, make sure to share it with a friend or let us know like, hey, can you go deeper on things? Because we could probably do like a 4 to like 10 part series, depending on how nitty gritty we want to get into this. But we wanted to just give you the basis to give you an idea of like what a media channel could be and how you could really start out low barrier to entry and really have that leverage in your life. So thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Rainmaker Family Show. If this resonates with you, please share it. We would love for you to tag us on social media so we know what podcasts are standing out to you and where we should lean in with content. So hope you have an amazing week. We'll see you all next week on the show. Bye. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Rainmaker Family Show. If you're not a part of our mastermind yet, I want to say I think you're missing out. Our heart here at Rainmakers is to create total abundance for you. That's why we're offering a free one-on-one family freedom design session for you, our faithful listener.
Yeah, if you want to hop on a call with our team, see if it's a good fit to build a business that creates time freedom for you, financial abundance, and helps you leave that thriving family legacy. That's what we're all about in our mastermind. You can grab a time on our team's calendar at rainmakerfamily.com/mastermind. Again, that's rainmakerfamily.com/mastermind.